quite possibly the most interesting release of February is our final movie prediction. It's the 35th movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's called Captain America Brave New World. It comes out on February 14th, Valentine's Day.
Lot riding on this movie after several years of reshoots, rewrites, and re-everything.
Re everything. And that is the most interesting thing about this movie is the behind the scenes drama.
Yeah,
Rumored bad test screenings, numerous reshoots. It gives off the impression that this is going to be a complete train wreck.
yeah. I
Or
mean,
it's like Marvel truly put together the best product they could with everything that they've shot. Who knows? And it also sounds like the budget is completely out of control because you
hmm
don't do all that for free.
I
And
mean,
it sounds like they need to make about $1 billion to crack a profit, and there's no
yeah.
way on earth that will ever happen.
I don't see that, especially with the MCU being in its current state. I do think that talking about earning the goodwill of people, and I think that Deadpool and Wolverine did that, but I think that's more of a singular
Yeah,
Deadpool entity that I think we're
that's
seeing
its
that
own thing too.
right.
That's like not connected to anything in the MCU.
And I do think that it may have edged some of the comic book movie fans to say, okay, maybe I'll give this a shot. I I'm not expecting I'm expecting the audience to hate this. There's something about the yeah, I am expecting something about this. I don't know what, but it's going to be a Frankenstein project. The last time we got something like this to this magnitude, I think, was Star Wars Rogue One, because remember the behind the scenes, how they kind of put
Literally
that.
reshot the last act or something.
Yeah, yeah, and they ended up repiecing that. That turned out to be a success. Could we get another one of those? I don't think so. I
I
just
don't
think
think
there's
so.
too much. Yeah, I just think there's too much riding on this for what they've done. But then also, just I think MCU fans, comic book fans, I just think there's going to be too much here that is it's just going to make this movie so tough to end up overcoming. So. Oh man, this is one of those. I do think it's going to drop significantly in the score. I
Well, I was gonna say, can we do real quick
oh yeah,
the three worst reviewed MCU movies so far? They generally don't get hammered, but number three, the Marvel, 62%. Okay, that's all right. But that was a huge bomb. Did not do well.
yeah.
The Eternals, 47%. Not great, cost a lot of money. And then number one, the worst reviewed Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, 46%.
Goodness.
Man, I think that weirdly enough, with all the bad stuff we've heard, I think the marketing is really good.
Yeah,
I think the teaser and the trailer are both cool. I like Anthony Mackie a lot. I like Harrison
yeah.
Ford. The problem is, right or wrong, Steve Rogers is Captain America. You could have done a cool Falcon movie with Anthony Mackie, I feel like, and you wouldn't have turned a lot of people off. Um, that's all I'm gonna say. I weirdly think I'm excited for this because of all that stuff, and I do think the marketing is good. But I go into this with great hesitancy because that stuff doesn't keep coming out unless there's truth to it or some
Yeah.
truth to it. So this will, I think you're right. I think it's going to feel off because they've taken pieces from like five different movies that should be
hmm
the same movie, and it's just not going to work great. Which
I
sucks
agree.
too, because dude, Anthony Mackie rules.
Oh, he's great. He's a great actor. I think there's also a lot that from independent movies, smaller movies to bigger budget movies, I think he does a great job. I think that there's a lot that he brings to the table. And I also think that, especially with, like, say, Harrison Ford, that it's really interesting to get him first time in the MCU, or at least in this kind of movie. I think it's interesting to see, okay, now we're getting the Red Hulk. I think there could be enough intrigue. I do like what we're seeing. I'm just worried about it. I'm just worried that we do have too much of a Frankenstein's monster here, that it's going to be structurally and just across the outside of acting. I feel like, as you said, with Anthony Mackie, Harrison Ford, I think that that will remain high in terms of it, them delivering something that would be worth watching. And their best. In terms of the story and the flow, I'm worried about it. And that's what overall I think that is going to rank as one of the lowest reviewed, critically reviewed Marvel movies. I don't think it's going to be at the bottom, but I do think that it will be low. Um, so that's why I am going to guess, drum roll, 68%.
Oh, that's not that bad.
No, but it's still it's not going to crack the top three bottom, but I think it's not going to be loved.
It's hard because I could see critics.
Bashing it.
No, I could see them praising it.
And that's it. That's another reason why I'm like, I think there's going to be enough here. Why am I saying this to you right now? I don't want you to go higher.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to change mine. I did lower. I did lower. I don't have it in the bottom three um, all-time worst reviewed MCU movies, but not by much. I did 64%. 64%.
I see. I what you said, and I was like, oh no, I'm not. I don't need to convince you to go higher because I do think that it could end up being something along the lines of like, say, 75, something like that.
I truly, I don't know. I
Yeah.
could see this. I feel like it's going to be in the 60s, somewhere ballpark, maybe smack dab in between us.
Ooh,
Smack dab. But have you heard about? I mean, I don't want to do spoilers on this, but there's a Red Hulk rumor going around.
that he's not in it a whole lot.
Yeah, which I figured. I just think
Yeah,
the marketing is heavily focused on him, and I just don't think
yeah,
he's going to factor into it very much
yeah. I
because
agree.
we know the leaders in it, and he's probably the big bad. And I don't know. I just feel like they've turned off a lot of longtime fans, and when stuff looks just average, you're not going to get in that other audience, and this is why this is not going to do super well.
Yeah.
And, and they can spin it however they want,
Hmm.
but when you spend 300 plus $1 million to make this, you got to make a lot of money to make a
Yeah,
profit. And maybe they don't care anymore. I mean, who
that's
knows at
true.
this point?
Yeah,
But
that's true.
I'm still excited for this one. And then we have Thunderbolts coming up next.
I will say
And
I'm
then,
more excited for Thunderbolts just
God, me
because of the
too.
ensemble.
The ensemble, and then who did it, who directed it, and who wrote and co-wrote it.
And we can't
Uh,
forget the key ingredient, Lewis Pullman
my boy Lewis Pullman, man, get me
as
there.
Bob. Bob.
Oh, Robert,
Which isn't he bringing back
Roberts.
Bob? Wasn't he Bob and Top Gun
Yeah,
Maverick?
Bob baby. What did the Bob stand for? Baby on board? Is that what it was?
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was. Yeah, Bob, baby on board.
Man,
But yeah, this I also am looking forward to Captain America: Brave New World. I do think that it looks good. I'm just worried, and I'm not as worried about Thunderbolts. I think Thunderbolts could be a lot of fun. I do think it'll be like critically praised more. I wouldn't say
ooh,
praised in general, but I think more critics will like that.
I guess I'm not worried because at this point I kind of don't care anymore until they can figure out what they're doing with this freaking universe. I just don't
True.
care anymore. Things work, they work.
Yeah.
If they don't, they don't. That's like with Star Wars. I finished Skeleton Crew. It's I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't add anything to it, but it's the best Star Wars thing that I've seen since probably Rogue One.
Mm.
It's just frivolous fun. The kids are fun. Jude Law's fun. I liked it.